Welcome everyone to this month's Astro Colorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. So the idea of the Astro Colorscope is that in a moment I'm going to pick 3 crystals from my crystal bag. I'll throw them into a circle of 12 houses. We'll see which houses the crystals are aligned with. Then I'll read the crystal energy, the colors, and the house energy that they're in. I'll also take a bead from my bead bag just to see what the influence of an extra piece of color is. Then the third thing is I'll take a card from the Voyager deck and I will ask you to take a look at the card. Hopefully you'll be able to see it properly. And I'll ask you to see which image in the card you're most attracted to, and what that image means for you. I'll be looking at the card as well and letting you know what I feel the influence is. So before we get started on your crystals, I just want to talk a little bit about what's going on this September with the astrological influences. So this is kind of a big month for aspects in the heavens. There is a sense of a shift, of a change, and it's almost like I almost feel like a breakthrough month for all of us. So from the 1st onward, there is a Venus-Mars conjunct, and it almost feels like it's a start of a breakthrough energy. Then on the 5th, the Sun is trine Pluto, and it feels like you're going to find something. And it might be that you find lost love. On the 6th, Venus goes direct. It's been retrograde for at least the last month, 6 weeks. There's a sense of not only finding something, but maybe finding that love for someone else, but also for yourself. It's almost like you've been looking for something, and it could have been that you've been looking outside of yourself, but I also feel if you've been looking inside, maybe for an idea, not necessarily love, it could be an idea, maybe a business idea. It might be that you'll find your fabulous home that you wanted, but it's because something is shifting within you. So then around the 8th, Mars and Uranus are trine, and that Mars energy is very much about passion. So we started out the month with Mars and Venus conjunct. So it's almost like there's a big influence of Mars, at least to me, for that first week of September. So I feel that there's passion. I feel that with Venus becoming direct, there's a lot of love energy that's starting to come out. So it almost feels like there's a big breakthrough, a dam that's opening up. Lots of love, lots of passion, lots of activity. And then the 9th, Mercury is square Pluto, and it feels like that's an upset, that there's going to be some criticism maybe, and it's not necessarily somebody being critical of you. It may be that you're criticizing yourself or criticizing others. It just feels like there's a sense of criticism that comes up around that time. Then the 17th, Mercury goes retrograde. We know what happens with that, right? So communication goes a little bit off. But at the same time, Saturn moves into Sagittarius. Jupiter is opposing Neptune. And it feels like this is a wake-up time. It feels like there's a wake-up to reality. And that communication, it almost feels like you can no longer access something that you've been pretending has been in your life. So it's almost like you can no longer access that, and you can no longer pretend anymore. So your imagination, it's not that your imagination is going, it's just that what you've imagined to be true, what you've imagined to be your reality is no longer a part of your life. That's what I feel that energy is all around. So then there is that breakthrough. There's Pluto moves into direct. It's in Capricorn on the 24th. Get my words right here, and there's a feeling with that. That is a planet of transformation, and I feel almost as if again we're moving through this big breakthrough wake up call the whole of the month. It's almost like we're shaken awake with that, and then on the 27th. there is a supermoon, and this supermoon, there's a lunar eclipse that goes with this supermoon, and I feel, again, it's in Aries, so I feel that Mars energy is really coming through, and it, you know, there is still a feeling of a breakthrough, like something is breaking out, and it doesn't have to be negative, it can be really, really positive, but I feel as if whatever illusions you've had or whatever you've been playing with, you now have to get serious, and the illusions are no longer there, and it's almost like you are suddenly coming alive. So if you imagine, what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing this doll. So if you imagine you've been a doll, you've been like Pinocchio or something, and then suddenly you become a person. So that's the sense of it. That's the kind of movement of the energy through the whole month. There is a partial solar eclipse on the 13th, and of course that is around that fabulous new moon as well. So with the new moon in Virgo, it feels like you are making your wishes now, and those wishes are for the long-term future, that this is not about a quick fix, that this is a long-term energy. What is it you want in the next 5 years? And that's what it feels like. Ooh. That's what it feels like that new moon is about, and then the full moon is that culmination. It almost, again, feels like you are breaking out, you're breaking free. So it could be that you're breaking free of a relationship, but it could also, I really feel that it's breaking free of illusions. I felt this little shiver. When I get shivers, it's usually about the truth. Okay, so now remember, I offer different consultations on my website, sealedwithlove.com. You can get card readings or intuitive soul guidance, all kinds of different things. You can also have a crystal gem reading as well. Now, before we get onto your crystals, remember to subscribe to my love letter at bit.ly/color kit. You'll get a free gift of a fabulous color kit. You can find out all your true colors in that color kit. Okay, so let's get started with your crystals. Okay, Aquarius, so for you, you have this piece of garnet that went into your 3rd house. I love garnet. It's so kind of sexy and deep and red, and there's little tiny bits of red that are going on in this particular piece of garnet. The garnet can help you to find your truth, to find your courage, to find your strength, to ground you, to guide you to be in this present moment. This went into your 3rd house. So it's about communication, and there's a link with speaking your truth. So just a moment, in your 5th house we have blue lace agate, and your 5th house is about what is fun for you, connecting to love affairs, relationships. There's a career energy that comes in there, but it's creative, it's very creative. So then when I look at these two energies together, this is very much about dissolving old patterns of not speaking up. This is in your house of communication, the 3rd house, and it's a very heavy stone, whereas this is very light. It has lots of, look, those little striations. That's why it's called blue lace agate. So with the heaviness that comes in here, I almost feel like you've had a blockage, like there's been a lump in your throat, like you haven't spoken something, there's something that still wants to come out. And then when we get the blue lace agate, this is saying, you know, you need to heal fear of rejection, to let go of judgments, to let go of this idea that, you know, whatever it is you say isn't being heard, or that you haven't got anything good to say. So this is saying, let go of all those things. Something is lightening up for you. There is a lesson here for you. This is a heavy lump that has been in your body, that has been in your soul, and this is saying that lump is moving out. I feel with this that there is also a sense of hope. There is a sense of, you know, if you've been, let's say you've been trying for a career or you've been trying for a job and you put application after application after application and it hasn't been accepted, I feel almost as if that's what this is, that it's about that. And then we get to the blue lace, and it's saying something, you know, you need to heal fear of rejection, because when you have a fear, it keeps coming up to be seen, to be healed, to be acknowledged. So there is a sense of whatever is going on with this, here you're going to have an opportunity to heal it, to release it, to dissolve those old patterns. You know, it's probably not all going to release in 1 month, but I'm getting the sense of 22 is a very powerful number for you. And 22 in the tarot is kind of when you come back around to the Fool card and to a new beginning. And the Fool has a knapsack full of errors. But the knapsack full of errors comes with him so that he can experience and learn more about himself, and then he can release the knapsack. And I feel that that's what this is about. It's about you coming to peace. It's about you realizing those errors of your ways, but letting them go. Once you realize them, once you understand the experience and you learn the lesson, then you let them go. You don't keep holding on to them, because when you hold on to them, you just keep repeating the same pattern. When I feel into this as well, I feel as if there is a loved one in spirit that wants to be remembered to you. That there's almost a feeling, you know, I'm sure that many of us have got grandparents in spirit. It feels like an older woman that would have been in your life that wants to be remembered to you, or wants to be acknowledged by you. Okay, I say that because I'm seeing my own grandmother when I connect to that. So now in your 10th house went this rose quartz heart. So rose quartz is very much about love and compassion. It's also a color. The pink is a color of vulnerability. This is in your 10th house of being seen by the public, of being seen for who you truly are, of your career as well. It's your public persona. So I feel that with this, there's a connection to your childhood. So it's almost like you are going to revisit or reconnect with something from your childhood or someone from your childhood. I also feel that there is some kind of opportunity for you to step outside of the box, to do something that wouldn't be your usual. So you are doing something different, or at least the opportunity is there for you to do something different. It's up to you whether you make the choice to do it. And I feel that that is why you're getting these other stones. It's about releasing that judgment of maybe thinking that you can't do it. This stone is saying that you can. Then you didn't get a bead from the bead bag, you got this spiral. And spirals can be completion, wholeness. But I feel with this that it's saying that you keep getting the same lesson all the time. And that this has to now come to a standstill. It has to be shifted. Something has to shift with it, so that you can really go into that great place of power. So then when we get the card, it says compassion. So take a look at that card, see what you're most attracted to, then ask yourself, what does that mean? What does that mean? So when I look at this card, what do I see? I see the rainbow. There's a rainbow right there. And that's what I see. And what's interesting to me is that rainbows mean wholeness. So for you, you are coming full circle this month. You are letting go of something. You are coming into this new energy. You are being given an opportunity to say yes to something that will really stretch you. But if you do say yes, it's almost like the knapsack falls away and you will achieve success. Okay, that's it for this month's Astro Colorscope. I hope you enjoyed it. Do please give it a thumbs up if you did. Share it with your friends, and you can share it by email too. Let me know in the comments below if the messages resonated. And remember, you can grab my free color kit, find out your true colors at bit.ly/color kit. I will see you next week. Lots of coloricious blessings. Bye.